When I first started rowing, I was not out.
When I first started rowing, I was not out.
When I first started playing tennis, I was not out because
of a lot of things. I think I moved through the LGBT acronym.
Well, when I first started playing tennis, I was like 6, so I had no clue.
I foolishly thought I could go to Ohio State and convert myself into a straight man.
Jesus.
Hi, what's up?
Hello.
Oh.
Look, it's our story.
Our broken story.
Just start reading questions here. Okay.
I would describe a relationship as, definitely very dynamic.
Troublemakers.
Painful.
I first started getting involved in rowing.
Tennis
Crew.
I couldn't stop. It's the endorphin rush.
As a teammate, I would describe you as the hardest working teammate I've ever had.
As a coach, I would describe you as unique.
I think that coming out as an LGBT athlete must be hard because of the norm in that of being such like a heteronormal like society. Is that what to call it?
Yeah.
I don't really know.
Pretty much.
It's like it's not anything that I think wouldn't have been accepted, but I think I understand why you would struggle to kind of like have to have that, but and not be able to say anything about it, but also why you would be hesitant to kind of come out as trans in that environment, just because it's not a thing that's like really frequently sort of done, and there's no real like framework or system for it.
Having Nick as a coach absolutely made, I know certain athletes feel more comfortable, and we had other athletes come out on the team while I was there. So I can imagine it must be frightening, but I think if anything, you really help people with that.
Before I came out, I thought that being an out athlete would mean that
I thought I didn't really see how me being trans could possibly fit into that and how that could possibly not be super disruptive and cause me to kind of have to leave the team or leave those people the sport that meant so much to me, because it kind of felt like I had to choose between two massive parts of my identity.
I would be ostracized from my teammates, not even in my teammates, but in the tennis academy that I trained at, that people would make fun of it, and then I wouldn't have friends. And in junior tennis, we don't have teams, and so you make friends all by yourself. You go to tournaments, you need to find people to warm up with, and if you don't have those people, you're screwed.
Before I came out, I thought that being an out athlete would mean I would be judged on who I was instead of what I could do. And that was scary, because I thought I could do some pretty cool things, but I thought they wouldn't matter.
One of the biggest things that I struggled with for so long was that the trans narrative that's very, very elevated, and the story that's often told by media or through storytelling is that people always knew they were trans, and I never felt that way. I never felt like I knew since I was a kid. I felt like it was kind of growing into it and starting to realize more things about myself. So
the scariest thing about coming out to my fellow athletes was
some pretty derogatory things said, and it wasn't just about people who were gay. It was about people of other races. It was about women.
when I was in college, and I was in the South, and you didn't see any. It was literally one other guy and two other girls that I knew were dating each other, but who were very hush-hush about it. You just didn't see it. And so for me, when I came out to my teammates, that was okay, because I was like, you still need to see me every day. Like, you still need to like me if you want to win.
Coming out while on a competitive team is, as we saw, one part like getting over this fear, and one part a huge sigh of relief, because if you really want to be a good athlete, you got to get over it. The relief.
Right.
You feel that, guys, I don't have to worry about this anymore. I'm just going to focus on performing.
Like, I didn't really have a lot of fun when I was in juniors, probably because my coach was a bit of a psycho too, but...
Getting a lot of feedback from one of the other coaches that was pretty aggressive. The voicemails I got, just cussing me out for anything I did, were so like violent that I stopped checking my voicemail, and I haven't checked it in over 10 years.
Through your journey, you have inspired me to.
Not even through your journey, but just like as a friend in general. Just like be more of like an open book. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Just because you're so like strongly spoken and you just like don't care what people think and you just say what you mean, like that's so inspiring.
So from the moment I've met you, I feel like you've always had such a great attitude about everything, and you know, from rowing to personal things, and I think you're bringing a lot of like understanding to a lot more people, and I think that's awesome.
This is unexpectedly touching.
No.
You've inspired me to be an ally, and you've inspired me to want people to know that it's not a big deal and that it is okay. And that if anyone has a problem with it, them. Did I you up? I told you I would.
Well, I'm super glad we had this talk. I think it's so important.
Oh, I'm glad we had this talk.
Story's not done yet, Nick.
Dude, it never ends.